Humanity! It's January 28th, 2019, and guess what? It's Mondays with Bev and Paul again. Hi, my name's Paul.
Hi, I'm Bev.
And
Dave.
Really?
I'm Dave.
Dave.
We have a guest with us today. It's Dave Claussen from Durango, Colorado. Yay! All right, he's down here in the warm country because it's colder than heck up there, isn't it?
It's very cold.
Yeah.
It's very cold.
Cold and wet and snow, and we're down here. In fact, I'm getting a little hot. I need to take off my shirt.
I know.
Rub it in, rub it in.
Yep.
So we have a good show today. Well, we always have a good show, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And we have Bev, who's got a little bit of a kink in her neck, as you'll see, right?
Right.
All right, we have a great question today that was inspired by a lot of our class participants. And our question is, why are you grateful for BioTouch? So that'll be a nice discussion. And as we discuss while we're grateful, you can write in the comments why you're grateful for BioTouch. So we hope that you'll sign in there. We have Jenny who's joined us. Hi, Jenny. Oh, hi, Dave. Good to see you guys.
Hello, Jenny.
Hi, Jenny.
So, put in their comments what you're grateful for with BioTouch. And
Hi, Julie. Julie
just joined us. All right. So, first of all, we want to share with you a couple things that have happened this week, and one was our class.
Oh, it's a great class.
Yeah.
Yes.
Dave was here teaching, and we had Sherilyn, we had Charlotte,
Charlotte.
and we had 5 people for the first day, and there it is. There's our graduates.
Awesome.
The fellow on the bottom there, Cameron, he's a massage therapist from Phoenix. And the woman on the top left next to Sherilyn in the red, that's Cheryl. She used to be Cheryl Toner. She took our class 19 years ago, or 17. Yeah, 19 years ago. 19 years ago, she was with us when we were at Amity, that drug rehab community.
Wow.
And it turns out that lady down there in the chair with the BioTouch T-shirt, she took the class, and all of a sudden when we gave her the certificate, she pulled out one. She took the class 4 years ago. I sort of almost didn't remember that she took the class.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
interesting.
and then we have a little testimonial by Kim that she's sitting there on the left and the bottom. So it was a wonderful class, wasn't it?
It really was. Yeah, it was great. Great weekend.
Did you have a good time?
I had. Yeah, it's worth coming all the way
We
from
enjoyed
Colorado,
you coming and sharing your stories and your expertise and teaching the points. Yeah, it was great.
So at the same time we were having a workshop, we had Chiara up in Chicago area, and I couldn't download her video. She has 2 videos. They're posted on our Facebook page. You really need to check them out.
Oh.
2 young ladies who just did an awesome little interview with her. I mean, and this is the whole thing, this next generation to get them. One of the young ladies, her quote was, BioTouch is healing on the go.
Oh,
there you go.
Love it.
What a great conversation.
Yes.
So that's going to be our new streaming.
Healing
on the go. And then we had Michelle doing a workshop for Reiki practitioners.
I know.
And we actually had somebody call. She wanted to get her weekly appointments because she's a member now through Michelle's class.
Oh.
So there you go. We had a great time.
We did.
Lots of things are starting to happen.
Yep.
So we're asking you to participate too out there. Just comment what you're grateful for with BioTouch. First thing we want to do is ask Dave, what's happening in Durango?
Oh,
tell everybody out there.
All kinds of things are happening in Durango. We have a lot of new people, lots of recipients.
Yeah.
And winter is an interesting time because there's so much snow on the ground. This is a typical winter in Durango. And so people are slipping on the ice, and they're coming in because they need help, and so it's we have lots of people now, and we have a couple of good practitioners that work with me also, and so
who are they?
That's Roseanne Wary
and
Martine Modell.
Yeah.
And Martine took the class back in Mancos in 1992. And we got together about 2 years ago, and Martine is a great practitioner, and he really is 100% into the BioTouch, and we just are really lucky to have him.
Yeah.
Oh, great. That's great.
Well, we look forward to them coming to our April certification class.
Yes,
They do
yes.
like, they'll be ready to get the hell
That
out
would
of
be
Durango.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah,
At that time of the year,
Yeah.
they'll have enough snow, and
Right.
it'll be warm here.
Yes. Yes, it will.
We have another gentleman, Han, from a community just east of Durango. He's going to be down here for that class too.
Oh, good, good.
Wow.
Well, there you go. Durango's on the buzz, and that's where it all started.
Yeah.
On our Facebook page, maybe we'll repost it. There's a little video of Dave and myself reenacting the day that I went to Norman's house.
That's right.
So we videoed me driving down the road, and I'm giving you the little tour of it. And here's Norman's house, and the truck drives up the hill, and we drive to the place where it started over 30 years ago.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
So Dave was there in the beginning time, and for that, I'm grateful.
Oh,
I'm grateful
you.
for you.
yes.
Well,
And
Absolutely.
I am grateful for Bev to have stepped up here in these past years to help us get BioTouch out there. So we are going to talk more about why are you grateful for BioTouch. Put it in the comments. And right now we're just going to share with you some of our gratefulness. So we're going to turn to Bev, and we're going to ask her first.
As I try to turn
Oh,
towards
that's
you.
okay.
So, just to bore you a little bit, I've just been going through a challenge with my neck. And, but, and Paul and I were talking about gratefulness this morning. It dawned on me that in the midst of all of this little pain and whatever I was going through, and knowing that I was going to be coming into class over the weekend, it was like I had this little ray of hope, always in the back of my mind. I knew that when I was coming into the center, there would be somebody there who could do BioTouch with me. And all I had to do was ask. And Dave did BioTouch, Paul's done BioTouch, Sherilyn did BioTouch, and this morning. And I can't even begin to tell you how grateful that means, what that means to me. So now I'm not going to cry. But it's like this great family of humanity. I think I was experiencing in my own little life during those days what's possible for all of us to feel like whatever we're going through, there's hope. There's somebody with BioTouch that cares. It's just amazing. I'm just every day I'm grateful for that honor to be here and to help Paul and just be a part of this amazing. It is a family, yeah. And I think this organization is a microcosm in terms of family, what humanity can be. I really do. I think that we're working out in our own lives and in this foundation a reflection of what humanity is to be, and using BioTouch in our lives every day. Yeah.
And Dave, you were talking a little about that and what you were grateful for, sort of built on what Bev was just saying.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful that it gives us an alternative. It gives us something else, and it kind of it wakes us up to something that we already have within us, and we just hardly know it, or we've forgotten it. And so we're so disconnected with our cell phones and our computers and everything, and this gives us a way to touch. And it's just it's a wonderful thing that we're sharing with each other. I'm grateful to you, Paul, for being a part of my life almost, 28 years ago, just because it was a life changer for me. It helped me. And
so how's it helped you over the years?
Well, it gave me a sense of hope. Every time I was either had a cold or injury or whatever, I knew that I could always have BioTouch. I could teach someone and they could work on me, and it was so easy. It's such an easy thing, and so it just opens you up to the possibilities.
Yeah.
That's a good.
That's it.
Good word. The possibilities. And the possibilities are endless. You know, I'm grateful for getting that back problem.
Yeah.
You know, where I had to meet Norman and Carol.
Right.
And that truck driving me up that hill, and that old timer, after being there for a while, saying to me, Norman and Carol brought love to the Mancos Valley.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and realizing here was a technique that allowed us to meet each other as equals.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, we have this philosophy we're all equal, and all these different religious teachings and all these meditations we do, and all the forgiveness we're supposed to practice, and you read this book and you read that book, and a lot of theory.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And with BioTouch, when you take these two fingers and you reach out and you actually touch another human being in that solar plexus, I learned today, the class, it was the xiphoid process, the end of the xiphoid process.
Oh, yeah.
that there is an immediate awareness that person, that so-called other person, and myself are one.
Right.
And it's done through that body.
Right.
I don't have to have a philosophy of seeing spirits, or can I see a soul, or recognizing something that's other than that physical appearance of another human being. I feel the warmth of the body. I can feel the skin. I can feel it in my fingers. They can feel that somebody's touching them.
Right.
And there's some gratefulness in meeting people at that level.
Yeah. In fact, I think that in that moment that you're standing with another person and you're even just giving that greeting, that's a moment of gratefulness. Because there's nothing else in the way. It's just two human beings, recognizing each other.
And it also reminds us that we're all connected.
Yes.
Worldwide. I mean, it doesn't matter where you are, what your religion is, or what your age is. All you have to do is touch, and you realize that we're just like one thing. We're one humanity.
One humanity.
Yeah,
Breaks down all of our barriers, doesn't it?
You know, when I was in Egypt doing an interview there decades ago before the Iraq War, people would call from all over, Qatar, Iran, and it would be translated, but I realized everybody had the same problem. Everybody was suffering, and everybody wanted a little bit of hope. Didn't matter their language, didn't matter the clothes they wore, where they were in the world. We're all suffering, and we just want a little hope
All in the body.
to be helpful. So
What did
Julie says
say?
here, she says, I was able to share BioTouch with some friends this weekend. I am grateful for having a hopeful option for healing to offer others.
Oh, perfect, Julie. Thank you for sharing that. Oh,
Yeah,
that's great.
I like that word, hopeful option.
I know.
There you go.
Ooh.
So we're presenting BioTouch as a hopeful option in our healthcare program.
Yes,
Right.
absolutely.
And not only does it work at just that physical level, but it goes really, really deep. You had an experience with a woman who, when you first met her, she asked you to do BioTouch, and at first it was like, you ain't touching me, no
Right.
way. And her trauma response came up, right?
Right. She, whatever it was in her life,
Right.
she couldn't share that, but she wasn't about to let me touch her. And over the time, just actually after we did do the greeting and do some points on her, she just kind of opened up and calmed down, and it was wonderful. It was a great experience.
Wow.
Yeah, we had a woman in the class. She's actually a psychotherapist too, and she has a adopted child who has a lot of mental health issues and bipolar, and she just went home and only did the greeting with this 11-year-old girl.
Right.
That was amazing.
Right.
And the girl by 7 o'clock said, I think I'm tired. I'm going to go to sleep, and slept for 12 full hours.
Can you believe that?
And
she couldn't believe it.
Yeah, she couldn't believe. She never has she gone to bed that early, and she's always agitated and just passed out for. And that was just the greeting.
I know.
Yeah.
That was just a greeting.
Yeah.
So we also have a testimony. Here's another part of gratefulness. This was from Kimberly in our class, and she goes, This class was amazing. After only one weekend, I feel empowered and confident to share BioTouch with family and friends. In the beginning of the class, I was slightly frustrated with the quote, "We don't know why it works." However, by the end of the day, I was not only able to accept this quote, but actually found myself laughing and enjoying myself as I shared this with my family. Thank you for the honesty and sense of humor.
Wow. Oh,
wow,
yes.
great.
Oh, yes. Sense of humor.
I'm reminded when I was in Mancos and we were doing the BioTouch there. Big hotel, lots of people coming and going. This woman came who was a healer, and I went and worked with her in the room. And besides the fact that she was disgusted by the smoke, because there were some smokers there, as you were disgusted when you first met Norma,
Sure.
you might tell that story. She said, I'm not really sure how there can be so much healing here. There's just way too much noise and laughter.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so that's when I recognized
awesome.
I'm really glad I'm not a healer.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's so much responsibility and perceived whatever when you start throwing that around. So, yeah.
So, I was able to just
be.
help, just be. So I'm grateful
Right.
for BioTouch, which just lets me be a human being. It lets me be a jerk.
Everything that you are.
Yeah.
What? Are you calling me a jerk?
Everything that you
No,
are.
wait.
Everything. Well, as he says, he's also an angel and a divine being, and yes.
Yes, as are all of you.
Yes.
And so we're going to teach you the greeting. And we're going to teach this to you because we have started, as of this last class just yesterday,
That's great.
the 21-day challenge or the 21-day new habit protocol. And we're going to show the greeting. And if you feel like you want to be part of this 21-day program, which we'll tell you after we share the greeting with you, just write in the comments there, yes. And we will send you the email to give you the reminder, because in this 21 days, all we're asking you to do is this greeting. That's it. And really, even better yet, teaching it to someone and you both do it on each other. You know how long that would take?
30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Yep.
So let's teach you the greeting.
The greeting is always performed at the beginning of each session. It's the only set that uses one hand and the only set that indicates which hand to use. The greeting is performed with the dominant hand. If you are right-handed, use your right hand. If you are left-handed, use your left hand. The greeting is made by touching at point 1, which is in the fleshy area just below the bottom of the breastbone or sternum. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. Then, with the same 2 fingers, touch point 2 on the back. To find point 2, look for the big bone at the base of the neck. From here, move 1 to 1.5 inches to the left. This is point 2. Hold this point for 6 to 8 seconds. More than one associate may work with a recipient provided that all of the associates perform the greeting. If the associate or the recipient leaves the session, or if someone who hasn't done the greeting touches either the recipient or the associate,
Wow.
Every time I see
It
that,
gets me.
I
It gets
know.
me.
This
Especially
is,
when the little kid comes
that's
up.
what I mean. That's what it's about, right, Dave?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
the family. It's that
Yeah.
family unit, that whole friends and family. Yep.
Yes, so gratefulness. Touch makes us happy. There's a bunch of happy faces of people at the BioTouch
Look at
Center.
that, those smiling faces.
Yeah.
I know.
And so we hope that you'll be happy, healthy, and loved. And to regain that birthright, just practice a little BioTouch. So take the 21-day challenge. Take those 2 fingers. Just do the greeting. That's it. If you miss a day, no big deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Just recognize you missed a day. That's still putting BioTouch. And after that 21 days, we have 2 other 21-day little challenges that we're going to pass on to you. And we know by the end of 63 days, BioTouch will be part of your life.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's our
Absolutely.
goal.
Yep.
Dave, anything else? It was wonderful having you.
Yeah, it was great. But, maybe it is, people are smiling too much here. Too happy.
Just too much.
I think we're all too happy.
We're too happy, so we're going to give you Horace's song to keep us happy. This is by Horace Barn. He wrote for us and had it published in Nashville, Tennessee.
He did. Wow.
And thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
thank
Dave.
you.
It's always awesome
you,
to
Paul.
have you here
Thank
with
you,
us. Yep.
And we'll see you all next week.
Have
on
a
Mondays.
great week, everyone.
If pain has got you down and you live in town, take a trip down to Pima Street. The people down there are people who care. They will get you back on your feet. Put love into action. Put love into action. If you ever want to have any real satisfaction.